joining us for episode 3 of the Women in Cybersecurity series, Deep Dive for Transitioning into Tech, where we will highlight some programs and certification options to help you transition into tech. We are live from Reinforce in Boston. I'm Cydney Stude. I'm joined today by Gili and Moumita.
Thank you, Cydney. Hi, everyone. My name is Gili Lev. I'm an executive security advisor at AWS, Global Security, Risk, and Compliance. I've been with Amazon for 5 years, helping the largest organizations in the world migrate to the cloud in a secure and compliant way. Moumita?
Sure, thank you. Hello everyone, this is Moumita Saha. I'm a security consultant with AWS Global Security and Risk Compliance. Have been in the industry for 9 years, and with Amazon I've been here for a little more than 3 years. In my current role, I primarily work on delivering solutions, security solutions, to help different organizations build their custom problems or requirements, solve their requirements, and help them thrive in the cloud, with my ultimate goal to secure the links between people, process, and management.
Awesome, thanks for being here. Let's jump in. So, Gili, can you tell us how you transitioned into cybersecurity and what made you take that route?
Sure. So unlike some of the people that I mentor today that may have started a certain career path and then looking to switch into cybersecurity, I pretty much started there and jumped right into the water. From a young age, I was a jazz musician and a physicist, never studied computers. And when I graduated a degree in mathematics and physics in Tel Aviv University, then specialized in astrophysics, at that point I could pretty much take the academic route when you graduate a degree in exact sciences, and I chose a different path. I joined a security software company. I moved across the globe from Israel, where I'm from, to New York City, and the rest is history. 20 plus years of cybersecurity career. I gotta tell you gotta take the leap, you gotta trust yourself, and I was driven by vision and courage all along. And I learned everything around me quickly. Not having the background in computers or technology, I just learned as I went and trusted that I can do it, and here I am today.
So how would you recommend that our viewers get into cybersecurity, whether it's from the beginning of their career or if they're making a career change later on?
That's a really good question. So first of all, there is so much material out there, right, to learn and to start learning cybersecurity, whether it's white papers and courses, online certifications, where you can actually get certified and demonstrate you have proven knowledge to a certain degree in specific security domains. There's wealth of information out there. But one of the most important factors when it comes to cloud computing is actually experimenting. So learning cloud security in theory is great, but also being able to open an account, spin up a secure sandbox, and actually experiment is one of the best learning curves, so we really encourage that. Now, once you get familiar with the cybersecurity field and all of its domains, you'll probably see which ones you're drawn to the most and take that direction. We have a program at AWS called Security AOD, Area of Depth. And that means that if we have consultants at AWS that are not security, not coming from that background, let's say they're in charge of migrations or operational model or whatever that may be, and they would like to potentially pivot into security, they go through that Security AOD program. It's 8 weeks of deep dive into a bunch of security domains, learning them inside out. They have a mentor taking them through that program, and then it leads up to a check ride where live examiners are testing them on their knowledge.
Nice.
Once you get certified as a Security AOD certified, you put your foot in the door, right? You can start your journey in that direction, and it's a great way to pivot. Another great way to meet cybersecurity professionals, network, learn, share information, potentially go through education and training, hear some expert speakers, is joining an organization like Cloud Security Alliance, for example. I've been leading the board of directors of Cloud Security Alliance New York Metro for a few years now, and we are providing that platform for education and guidance all the time. We have quarterly events where we bring expert speakers. We make sure that people network with each other, so it's a great way to put your foot in the door. Another one I want to share is WISIS, the Global Women in Cybersecurity Organization. I recently appointed a new board of directors and launched Cloud Security Affiliate. It's a global affiliate, so anyone in the world can join. And I encourage you to take a look into it. We have some coming up events and webinars, expert speakers, and then you can just kind of learn and network with other women in cybersecurity professionals.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's super neat.
So, Moumita,
Yeah.
you were in IT, and you have experience in IT. How was the transition from one IT practice to another for you? And do you think having previous IT experience gave you an advantage?
That's a different question. I like that. So, well, I believe that the best thing about IT is its ease of adaptability. Now, starting with me, I started my career in IT with my bachelor's and then jumped right into a professional world in IT. If I have to say what gave me an advantage, I would say I had an early realization of how adaptable this industry is, and I consider that to be my advantage more than any technical skills that I have learned through starting early in the program. I feel having that ease of adaptability, realizing that, is one of my biggest advantage I get. Now coming to the transition, so I joined, or I decided to make a career shift. I decided that 6 years ago to move from software development to cybersecurity, and till current date, I'm still transitioning. So if that implicitly answers the question, but to build on it, I feel the secret is I am loving every bit of it. And hence, I don't feel intimidated by the fact that I'm still learning, I'm still transitioning. I believe I always break down any task that I have into smaller tasks so that I can knock them down one at a time. And I also do this for handling complex problems or complex solutions. So even in this journey, I did take cybersecurity not as whole as a subject. I started with identifying domains with which I connect the most, security domains in cybersecurity that I connect the most, and I've started transitioning myself into those domains. And the list is growing, so is my transition too. And given that, I feel the more I started diving deep into the topics, I started loving them. And this has been my driving force that pushed me through all the limits and helping me transition in a smooth way.
Awesome. Can you share with our viewers what were your main obstacles in getting into this practice?
Well, I do get technical hiccups. I won't lie here. I do get technical hiccups, but I believe that is normal. I believe I just have to work a bit harder on some days compared to others, and that's it. But rather, there are few myths around cybersecurity, which I find sometimes more challenging, especially when I started early in my career with this practice. And the first one to mention is coding is a requirement to be a cybersecurity professional. I believe that's a complete myth because there are cybersecurity domains, for an example, audit and compliance, which relies more on your practice and understanding of the different standards, the compliance, regulations of an industry, more than coding. So that can be considered as one. Then there is, so if you are into networking, if you love networking, the network security is a great practice for you, great transition. If you are into application development, then AppSec, threat hunting, that can be your nice transition way. If you are into, say, Active Directory management, then identity and access management security will be great for you. So in such a way, there are different scopes in cybersecurity which not just rely on coding, but a way more than that. And here, the key is look into your own persona, identify what you like the most, and what you are good at, and then you will get a role in security inclined to your persona. That is definitely happening. There are many other myths, and one to call out is a lot I have heard from my peer that comes from just by reading the equal employment opportunity section in the job description, and that talks about national security clearance. Now, those are very small percentage of the pool of cybersecurity opportunities we have. There are many who consider security to be a tough topic. Well, every job has its own complexities. Let's consider something very different, like in construction. I believe a construction worker also need to learn in his job, learn the different tools that are coming like in the upcoming days. So every job has its own difficulties. Cybersecurity is very fun to learn, and it's very rewarding too. So on that note, I would like to know from you, Cydney. So you made this transition into cybersecurity a little later in your career. So how was your journey, and what do you like to add here?
Yeah, I did. I'll share my story a little bit, but so we did a deep dive into our stories on the last episode 1 and episode 2 of the Women in Cybersecurity show. This is being episode 3. So I came in through the Hiring Our Heroes Fellowship Program. And this is something I wanted to call out for the viewers that may be transitioning service members, military spouses, or military caregivers. And it's an opportunity to get hands-on experience in the civilian workforce. The internships range from 6 to 12 weeks, and the way it works is you apply to be a fellow, and then if accepted and matched with a host company, you spend that 6 to 12 weeks with your host company, learning on the job, hands-on, and getting immersed, networking, learning the skills. It's a very unique look inside a company that you're potentially working for. It's like a very long interview, right? And generally, there sometimes are opportunities at the end to apply or try to get a position at that company. And another one I wanted to talk about was Amazon internships for students. So this is not the route that I went, but something I did want to call out. It's just technical and non-technical career opportunities for students from all backgrounds. There's generally a specific time period that you have to have come out of school within, and you can apply for an internship program and then potentially interview at the end of the program. So that's another route to call out Hiring Our Heroes, internships for students. So like I said, I went through Hiring Our Heroes, and a little bit about my story. My background is in retail management, so nothing related to this at all. And today I'm a service engineering consultant here at AWS. I design and maintain systems for incident response and open source tooling. My background in retail management was scheduling, slinging coffee, yeah, just running a drive-through. It was very different than this. And we'll link our previous episodes where I deep dive into my story in the chat. Our awesome mods will. But if I could offer any piece of advice, it would be that if you're interested in something, don't wait to learn about it. Get your certifications early. If you are interested in a topic, go see if there's a cert out there for it. For example, I was interested in AWS as a whole. I went for the cloud practitioner first, learned the basics of AWS, and then from there I found an interest within that domain. I was like, oh, software development sounds cool. Maybe I should go for the associate developer. And then I was like, oh, security sounds cool. Maybe I should go for the security specialty. And it just kind of branches out that way. And then don't sell yourself short. Effort will get you anywhere you want to be. And it doesn't take tons of time. So I'm also a military wife and a mother to a beautiful 11-month-old baby girl. I don't have a lot of free time to spend studying for certifications. I found that if you just show up daily, even if it's 10 minutes or 10 pages, or just set a daily goal. For me, I love to check boxes. So I'll just set okay, Monday through Friday. Did I do my 20 minutes of studying for my certification? Say you do 10 pages a day. In a month, that's 30 pages, right? Maybe you do 20 pages a day, right? That's math. Anyway, so my point is everyone in tech was new at one point. Having an attitude of being willing to learn, and just people will happily help you. Technical skills can be taught, but leadership and people relations are much harder to teach. They take experience and time on the job, and you can get that anywhere. It doesn't have to be in tech, and you can apply that to the technical domain. So that being said, Gili, Moumita, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I would like to build on what you just said. I'll quote our CEO, Andy Jassy, that always says, there's no compression algorithm for experience. And that's truly what we're seeing every single day, right? So just like you said, those qualifications can come later. You can gain technical skills as you go. What we're typically looking, so typically positions in tech are based on one's abilities rather than qualifications. So what we're looking for is problem-solving skills, analytical thinking, quick learning, self-learning skills, and so on. So what I say is, out of all the wealth of information that I mentioned before, whether it's online resources, certifications, experimenting, joining organizations, whatever that may be, start somewhere and gain experience. Truly, jump into that water and start getting experience, because that's the most important thing you'll have to progress and start building your career, whether it's in tech or specifically in cybersecurity. Once you get that experience, you will see its theory and practicality need to be matched. The second thing I want to leave our viewer with is basically be willing to educate yourself at any point in time, right? Cybersecurity is a very, very fast evolving and growing field with continuous learning. We're constantly learning more and more. It's a changing field too, right? Unexpectedly sometimes, and you got to keep up with it. An ever-expanding scope that you got to cover. So be willing to self-educate you and have the drive to do so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What
So
about
to add on to both what they said, I completely agree with both the points. And adding to it, so cybersecurity is a ubiquitous requirement in the industry right now. And I believe you will be enjoying the more you explore this practice. So the reward that comes from joining cybersecurity is very fulfilling. Especially, you will get some fulfilling rewards from the organizations that you join, because they are thankful. They are actually thankful for the work we are doing in cybersecurity and how we are helping or protecting these organizations from different breaches. So there are a lot of scope in this practice. And about the myths that we have in this practice, the only way to close that gap is to fulfill that lack of awareness. There is a lot of lack of awareness, and the only way we can complete this or close the gap is through research. So my advice will be, do good research before you jump into a new career. It doesn't have to be just cybersecurity, even in any career. If you do the right research, that will very much help you go forward with it. And another piece will be for cybersecurity, to start with the certifications and the different online platforms that you have. You can also start by reading different blogs. So there are several security blogs that comes out. You can just have them on your mobile, on your app, and read them like reading a newspaper every day, just 5 minutes, just to know what is going on in cybersecurity in this world. And that will give you an idea about the scope, the opportunities, and how that will give you a very positive vibe about the industry that we have here. And finally, I would say, don't just follow the trend. Do what you like, and you will find something in cybersecurity closely inclined to your preferences. So just don't follow the trends, do your research. And with that, I would say, so there is a quote that I follow like a Bible or a Gita. It is made by a very legendary man in the world of tech. He says, be hungry, be foolish.
Thank you, Moumita. So that wraps up our episode today. Thank you both for being here. I hope our viewers are inspired to take that first step into transitioning into tech. This is a collaboration of an AWS On Air and the Safe Room Twitch channel or Twitch shows. Thank you to AWS On Air for having us. And catch the Safe Room on the 2nd and 4th Friday of each month at 11 a.m. Pacific time, where we talk about various security topics and emerging trends. And season 3 starts after Reinforce. So thank you, and thanks for watching.
Thank you, everyone.